Hi, family. We are live with another episode of Car Biz Leaders Live. I have a very special guest today. El Patronn, aka Rudy, is in the house today. He's a game changer. He's somebody that I look to. And if you don't know him and you're on LinkedIn, you see him walking his car lot every single day, reaching out on social media. He has a conference of game changers. I've been to it. It's awesome. And I think he brings a lot of value to everybody. So I can't wait to interview him for and learn more about his success. So without further ado, El Patronn in the house. What's up, Rudy? How are you?
Hey, we made it.
On my show, my friend. I'm really grateful you're here.
You're welcome.
Just for people that don't know you, can you just introduce yourself a little bit, what you do and how awesome you are?
Yeah, sure. So I go by the name of El Patronn. My name is Rudy, and I've been in the car business for about 15 years right now. And currently I'm a partner of Sunrise Chevy, which is the oldest Chevy store in Queens since 1940. So awesome. Yeah, we're dealing with this COVID thing, but anything for you, that.
I'm grateful. Yes. Yeah. And I just, I really appreciate that too. And first of all, if anybody, just let's talk about how you sort of built your brand. I think that's really important for a lot of people out there to build that personal brand and how you've taken it from different companies that you work for. So
we're going at it for 3 years now. I'm known as the Mitsubishi guy, right? The Mitsubishi kid. So I was with Mitsu for about 2.5 almost 2.5 years. And basically what I did was I went to a conference, and there was this guy that he was doing social media for Grant Cardone. I'm sure you heard of him. And I sat there, and I've been a Les Brown fan for a very long time. And I was so excited to see Les, but this guy was like the third guy that came in, and I felt like he was just speaking to me, and I'm like, I got to do the social media thing, so because everything was private, I had all my stuff was private. So that day I went home and I told my wife, I said, listen, I think I got to do the social media thing. I looked at it for like, okay, there's nobody on a GM level at the time. It was a GM on a GM level was doing something like that on social media, either on LinkedIn or anything like that. So I said, I got to be the one doing it. And I made a commitment, and I just went at it, and I started doing some funny videos and talking live to myself for about 6 months. Nobody was there, it was a little discouraging at the beginning, and it is because there's no support system, So but I kept going at it until one day my live just went haywire, and everybody wanted to know who this guy El Patronn from Brooklyn was, and
right. Yeah. And you dress snazzy too. I'm not gonna lie. Like you always got that fly suit on, and you got your awesome.
Yeah, I was voted one of the best dressed GMs in the game. You know what I mean? So I take pride on that because the custom made tailor suits, and who doesn't want to? It's something about a suit that it makes you. I believe that it makes you feel a little bit better. Obviously right now it's just like whatever's going on with chaos, but I can't wait to the days to get back to dress up. We definitely got some new clothes to style, especially for this time of the weather.
I think that, so talking about some of the interesting things about clothing, and I just got to talk topic because I love fashion too, but it's a part of your personality. And a lot of times, like everybody right now is in like their loungy, comfy clothes that I think it does put you into when you're at work, like when you dress up, it sort of puts you in this like persona of, okay, I'm ready to work now. Like I'm dressed and ready for success. And we don't really have to do that right now. We're just like ready for success or not ready, but either way.
No, but it does make you feel a little different. I always, even when I started, I had suits. Obviously, throughout the years we change with style, but I kind of find my own niche, my own style. And I like it. A lot of people ask me like, where do you get your clothes from and things like that? Because a lot of stuff is custom made, and I get it imported. So, but a lot of people like the style that I have. So it works for me, and I rock it. Like you said, I like it. So it's
a part of your personality, right?
Yeah, it's part of my personality. It's part of my brand. And, who knows, maybe a clothing line will be coming down the line.
I'm in. I'm with you on that, my friend. So one of the things that I think a lot of people do Facebook. A lot of people do YouTube, but what about like LinkedIn? I really feel like if you are connecting with it, I feel like it's the lost art. And I know that's why I wanted to bring you on today, is I wanted to talk about how you really have kind of leveraged that LinkedIn. It takes a lot, and what some of the tips and tricks that you can share with our audience about that.
I mean, really, the main thing is consistency. You know, a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
they go to a conference or they go to a seminar, and you attend to my conference, right? And
Yeah, love the conference.
look
I
how
got a
we
lot out of that
feel,
conference.
right? And look
Yeah,
how far we come that you're interviewing me, right?
I
This is like
know.
a big deal. We talked about this, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
We talked about this. So I think that the consistency part people don't realize. There's so many amazing people on LinkedIn, and the connections that you make with these people. You know, right now to this day, like they
Right.
look for my video every single day. You know, and I'm always have something positive to say, and
Yeah.
it's just a way of finding what works for you, and
Mm-hmm.
basically work it for you. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
best connections and the best pretty much you know, money wise has come out of LinkedIn, and people don't
Yeah.
realize that. So a lot of people are missing the boat. There's people to this day that don't even have LinkedIn. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I've been on it for 3 years, so which is why, you know, I maxed out of connections already. But there's a reason why, you know, I get the engagement, I get the views, and I get people to share my stuff because I've been in there, you know, so long. Even till this day's going on, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still consistently posting something. And I believe that if you have something of value, right, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter what the naysayers say or whatever. I think you should just post it
Yeah.
and share it with the world.
Let's talk about the naysayers for a minute too, because you get to this point where and you can even see it in LinkedIn, like who does this guy think he is, or who does she think she is,
Oh yeah,
right? And
oh yeah.
so, but at the end of the day, like, we know what we're doing is we're breaking through obscurity, but what a lot of people, they're gonna hate on it or whatever. How do you kind of cope with that?
I mean, at the beginning, it used to get to me, and you know, it really used to get bad. It used to get to me, and I learned how to block it out because, you know, I realized that they're not really haters. They're really a fan of you. They just don't know how to do it. You know, they just don't
Mm-hmm.
have the courage to do something on a daily basis, or basically just be consistent. So instead, they rather hate on you. So I don't deprive them for my views. I let them make the comments or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They don't pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like whatever you say or whatever your comment might be, it's not my reality. And
Yeah.
most of the time they go in by what people say. So it's not the
Yeah.
facts to begin with because they
Yeah.
don't have the time or the connections to fact check what other people are
Mm-hmm.
saying. Not everybody's gonna like you because
Right.
you're a disruptor or you're a person that you're outspoken. You know, I'm a very outspoken person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what works for me. People say you're very cocky or whatever. I have the numbers to back it up, so I'm very confident about that. And
Yeah.
I can take any store and turn into a winner. That's kind of
Yeah.
like my strength, and it's kind of been my secret sauce of finding stores that are not doing very well in the automotive
Mm-hmm.
industry and turn into a winner. You know, this is my seventh project that I'm on right now, and we
Yeah.
were just starting to take off until this Corona thing happened. But
Yeah.
I really don't care what people say at this point. I
Mm-hmm.
just learned how to block it out. They don't pay my bills, and no matter what, and you know what, um, bad publicity is still publicity, so it doesn't
Right.
matter. They're still talking about me anyway. So to me, I
Exactly.
must be doing something right if there's a bunch of people talking bad about me. So that's the
Well,
way,
let
and
me
I
just
know that
say
I'm
this.
succeeding. You know what I'm
Let
saying?
me
That's
just
how
say
I look
this.
at it, and I measure it. You know,
Mhm.
my haters are my motivators. Put it that way.
Right. Well, let me just say this, Rudy, that every time that I've ever talking to you, you've given me the time of day, and I think that that goes so far sometimes with people. It's like that to me, you will always be in my close circle of people because you've always been so positive and so
Yeah,
supportive,
yeah,
and really just tried to share your message with me, and like that's like a lot of people you can't even get the time of day with, and so like that is, and that's, and that means a lot to me,
yeah,
and so I think when people like, oh, they're too hype for that, or they do this for that, and I'm just really grateful because you've always been so supportive and so positive. You always have this positiveness. You can do it, Rachel. Get in there and do it. I mean,
yeah.
you're the one who was like, get on the video, and it took me, you know how long it took me?
You did.
Years. years we've been talking about getting on video,
Yeah.
and
I remember you
and I'm
called me
shooting shit.
at nighttime. You called me on a nighttime, and we hit it off, And I'm like, of course you can do it. And that's the thing I don't like about social media. There's so many bullies
Yeah,
and things like that, and it can be very discouraging. You putting yourself out there, right? And
yeah,
there's a catch-22 to it, but at this point, if it works for you, like I said, just keep doing it. You know what I mean? You're
yeah,
doing great, and I was very happy actually, and proud of you that you're doing this, because we talked about this 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
I know.
You attended Long Island. You came to my conference. You saw how that thing was, and you were like very really energized about it. So
Yeah. Well, I
that's just
loved your
what it is.
conference because what I was so impressed with is that like you really did it. You know what I mean? Like you really did it. You went
I know.
like it was like I went to Grant Cardone's Growth Con like the very
Yeah,
first year. Like
yeah,
you were like solid up there. Like you put on a great conference,
yeah.
and I got so
I
much
had no, I
value
had
out of
no
it.
voice. I had no voice by the end of it, but it was one of the most rewarding days. I got to tell you, it
Yeah,
was one of the biggest accomplishments that I wanted to do, and it was because people said I couldn't do it. That's
yeah,
kind of got me like, all right, I'm gonna show it to you. And now
yeah.
we had the second one in Miami for 3 days, so that was exciting too. And yeah, we're
Mhm.
gonna continue to do it. This business has been good to me, and I'm always gonna give back to it. Always gonna give back.
I think such an important message too, is about giving back what you've learned too. Is that there's no shortage of business. I mean, right
No,
now there is it seems like a shortage,
right,
right? But
right.
also there's a lot of people that have retreated too. So with that, there's like Hellman says what's up, and Mike Brisney, and all these people. So there's a lot of people out there that are watching us today, and really take heart to just what do you say in all this? Like, for people who cannot work, or how are you kind of thriving and surviving right now?
I look at it as an opportunity.
Hmm.
Right now, I'm actually looking to purchase another store as we speak. So
Right.
most people say, hey, there's a lot of business, unfortunately, that are not going to make it, right?
Hmm.
And that's just what it is. That's just reality, right? And you got to look at it as, this thing's happening. Yes, it's something bad that is happening, but why not turn it into a positive? If you just sit home and
Hmm.
complain about life sucks and this and that, and I still have my daily routine that I used to have before. I still try to get at least 3-4 times a week to work
Hmm.
out, and I'm doing by appointment only right now. But my day goes quickly when I'm on the phone, pounding the phones with all these customers.
Hmm.
There is people buying cars. It's just not as before, or not the same people as
Right.
before. It's more quality than quantity. So that's important right
Yeah.
now. But I look at it as an opportunity. I think we're gonna come out of this ahead, and I just can't wait to the days that I'm probably gonna be sleeping at a dealership. That's how good it's gonna be. It's gonna take a while. Don't get me wrong. It's not gonna
Yeah.
get back to normal right
Yeah.
away, and people are scared to come into the dealership and things like that. But
Hmm.
I always look at it at the bright side. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and it's just like how you look at it, right? If you're just gonna
Hmm.
dwell on it and just complain,
Hmm.
more bad shit's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that positive attitude too is that magnet, that positivity, so important too. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I've been telling my team, and I don't know how you kind of organize your team and all this, but one of the things I say is like, we're going to have to grind harder. We're for 4 times as hard for a quarter of the money, but we have to do it because that's dependent on our survival. So it's going to take so much more energy. I
It
think at
is.
the end of the day, it takes a positive energy. So when you're leading your team, like how is it set up with your dealership? I know you're doing appointment only. Do you have people coming in, or how does that work?
Yeah, we doing remotely right now. Mostly is
Hmm.
online. So I'm doing, like Zoom calls like we're doing right now,
Hmm.
right? We having customers, I'm sending them videos, with their cars. Hey, here's the
Hmm.
car. You want to see it? I do a walk around for them. I got
Hmm.
a customer meeting him in my house tomorrow because I'm driving a Corvette, so he wants to see the Corvette. I said,
Hmm.
I'll meet you halfway. He didn't want to come to Queens. He's out in Long Island. So I said, come to my house, no problem. I'll show you the car. If you like
Yeah.
it, he's like, if I like it, I'll buy it. So I got some of the salesmen making phone calls and making by appointment. So out of my
Hmm.
service department, we try to deliver as much as we can. But more importantly, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying for them to get ready for what's
Hmm.
coming, right? Because if
Right.
we're gonna open, let's say May 1st, I don't want to be behind the eight ball. I want to be able to
Right.
get this already going, so that
Right.
way they're ahead of the game instead of just starting all over.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of objections. It's a lot harder to sell over the phone than just coming in. People say, "Oh,
Hmm.
this is retailing," but there's a lot of objections you got to overcome because there's no emotion to it. You know what I'm saying? So right
Hmm.
now, pretty much the customers just say no and hang up on you. You know what I mean? They're doing that to
Right.
me a lot, right? So you got to be able to finesse them a little bit more, a little bit different. So I've been doing it for 2, 3 weeks now, and it's like I'm getting the hang of it. So I want to teach my
Hmm.
guys how to do that. So that way, when we do open, just people are still not gonna want to come in because of what's going on with the virus. So I want to prepare them so they can work the
Hmm.
deals and call the deals themselves and make them
Hmm.
pretty much uh want to know stop. You know what I'm saying? Be the F and
Right.
I, be the sales manager, be everything, because that's where the business is going. I feel.
I feel like it's going a lot more online too, and I feel like as more and more, what's going to happen is more and more people are, when this does open up and it comes back to life, right? Which we
Yep.
have to believe it will. I
You
mean, you
will.
don't plant a garden expecting that it will die. You plant it for tomorrow, right? That's one of my
Right.
favorite quotes. So, but you got to water your garden and get in there and kind of and get ready. And I think that's great stuff
And
right
the
there.
business, the business is not going to be the same. Okay, I keep
Mhm.
telling that to people. Yes, we'll adjust to it and everything like that, but
Mhm.
it's the guys that are willing to adapt, right? Is the ones that are always, survive. Not the fastest, not the quickest. It's the ones that are willing to adapt to what the changes
Mhm.
are. I like change. You know that I'm always changing. I'm always,
Mhm.
challenging myself. So these are a challenge to me. So for me, this is what I look for, and I want to tell my guys, hey, listen, we're gonna survive this. We're gonna ride it, but this is
Mhm.
how we're gonna go moving forward. You got to be on the phone more. You got to pound the phones a lot more than before. And like you said, you got to grind harder. So bottom
Yeah.
line, because the competition, guess what? They're doing the same thing. So
Yeah.
I want to be ahead of everybody, at least
Right.
in my area, and I want my guys to get ready for that, for what's coming.
Yeah, and I think you've done a really great job at leading your team to do that. I mean, you don't turn around stores without having some sort of buy-in from your staff. And I think at the end of the day, it's like trying to kind of push people to say, follow me, believe me, like work with me here. I mean, do you ever get any pushback? How do you work with that?
I do get pushback, but the majority probably wins, right? So when
Right.
what I always say, and I think GMs and owners sometimes this is the number one fault. It's that I always say, listen, don't ask people to do something that you wouldn't do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm out there. They see me doing my videos, doing everything right.
Mhm.
So that encourages them because they see it from the top. You know what I'm saying? I believe in social media more than anybody. I believe,
Mhm.
because what's done to me. So if it changed my mindset and it changed my income and everything, right? Because social media. So the proof is right there. So they seen it, they know it. I got the following, and I got pretty much the branding down pat. So what I say to them is this: if you see me doing it, right? And
Right.
most guys say, hey, go over there and do videos. Go over there. They're not gonna do it if you're not doing it yourself. So
Right.
most GMs don't want to put themselves, or they're afraid to be behind
Mhm.
camera. They'll never admit it that they're scared of
Right.
it. But that's really what it is.
Yeah.
So I get pushback here and there, but the majority always wins because all most of them are doing it. If
Mhm.
80% of my guys are doing it, the rest of the guys just pretty much they have to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they
Well,
jump
here's what I think too. It's like they see the results as well. Like, and if
right,
you want that success, you want that kind of you want success. I mean, this is what it's going to take for you to be successful. Now, some people say that they want success, but they're not willing to do what it takes to be successful.
correct,
I've experienced that too. Oh yeah, I want to be rich. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be successful, but then they don't do anything about it. They just say that,
right,
and
yeah,
it's a pipe dream for them, and they're not trying to make it a reality.
wishful thinking, right?
Yeah. So let's talk about how you take something from an idea and you put it into a reality. Because I think that is kind of where people, they say they want this and then they don't know where to start, right? So
Yep.
how would you get started and what are some of the steps that you would
I
take?
mean, the vision is always there, but I think that most people don't take action, Rich. I take massive action. If I want something, I really go after it. I'm gonna find a way to get it. You know what I'm saying? No matter
Mhm.
what, I gotta go through whatever hoops I gotta jump. And most people give up too easily. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
pushing, and some people call me crazy. They're like, "What do you mean you buying a store?" Like, yeah, I'm buying a store, man. I'm looking to buy a store. The opportunity present itself, and because of my branding, I got people
Mhm.
calling me and backing me and saying, "Listen, dude, pull the trigger, man. We got your back financially. If you need money, we got you." So
Right.
this is what people don't realize, that the connections that you make on LinkedIn, and I got people on
Mhm.
LinkedIn with loaded up with just not just money but connections. And
So
when you
much.
make those kind of connections, and people want to do business with somebody that's positive, somebody that takes
Mhm.
massive action, right? And the proof is there, like I said. So I like to surround myself with people that are winners and that
Right.
want to take things to the next level.
Mhm.
Challenge is just a challenge, but you got to overcome it. If you take the action, and I like to take massive action, right? I look at the situation for what it is, whether we need pricing, we need cars, logistics, right?
Mhm.
With you, I'm trying to get
Right.
this thing with shipping cars, how we make it easier on the
Right.
website. But take action and do it.
Right.
If you say I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you just keep saying that and nothing gets done, or you don't put anything, any little progress is better than no progress at all. And that's why I
Right.
say that to people, even if you have to walk, and go, and you're not going to the gym, but go
Mhm.
walk. It's something better than nothing. You know what I mean? And most people give up so easily. That's the problem.
James Raymond, what's up, James from ACV? I'm sure you know him. He
Hey.
ease your employees' concerns. So that's a great question, James. What's up? Oh, you want to answer that one?
Oh, as far as the virus
Getting
and
back to
stuff.
work, making money, working, getting, I think.
Yeah, I mean, right now we kind of like in the same boat, right? Situation at the same time. We did furlough, pretty much all the employees, and we kind of took care of the medical for them. So they
Mhm.
had to go to unemployment and stuff like that. And listen, no fault on their own, right? This is what just happened in the entire globe, in the world.
Mhm.
But I have my app. I send in positive videos every day. I check on them every day. Guys, hang in there. We're gonna get back. We're gonna do this.
Mhm.
I tell them to start reading, right? Because right now they
Right.
have time. Learn the product. Go on YouTube. Start listening to videos. So
Mhm.
do something positive, right? That you're gonna learn. Challenge yourself, even if you're not going to work. You can still get stuff done at the house. You can still read a book. You can still watch
Mhm.
videos. And I do it every morning. I still listen to my videos when I'm in the house in the morning getting ready. So I send it to them. Sometimes, is that one guy that needs it? Like, how do you know I needed this video? I'm like, I didn't know. I just sent it to you because I wanted to stay positive and wanted you
Right.
to listen to the same stuff that I'm listening to.
I do that with my team too. And I think it's so important to share that, like here, like at the end of the day, like I call it sharpening your saw, right?
Yeah.
Like sharpen that saw. You got to sharpen that saw every single day and skill up.
Every
And
single day. So, some of them, yeah, sometimes I have to talk to them one on one, and they're concerned, their bills and stuff like that. And, if we have to help them out, we'll help them out. But
mhm.
overall, I think that everybody's, just waiting, right? And getting ready for what's coming. So I can't wait for that.
A question I have for you is, we go, you said you love Les Brown. We know you love Grant Cardone. Who else do you follow that are just some of the people that maybe are not as well known that, you get some good stuff from?
Eric Thomas has been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
And I had him at the last conference in
Yeah.
Miami.
It was great.
He's great. He's amazing. I was listening to him when I was locked up in jail, and I used to just sleep with his stuff on. And I read his book in there, how he was homeless, and something was wrong, right? And I knew when I was locked up that something was wrong. He wasn't me. He wasn't the person that I was meant to be. So I listen to him a lot. I share a lot of his videos, and I listen to Gary Vee also. Gary
Mhm.
Vee, his book, jab, jab, left hook. That kind of gave me that mentality to kind of follow his lead on my social media. So if you see my Instagram, it's a lot like Gary Vee style. It got the alert at the end, it got share. So stuff like that I made,
Mhm.
because I follow these guys. So listen,
Yeah.
it's okay, right? To model for someone that's doing better than you. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I
You
don't
go
think
to you
so.
go to conferences because you want to hear what Grant has to say, right? You came to
Yeah.
my conference because you want to know what it's about. So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with modeling somebody else is doing better than you. I always say that. There's people that DM me and say, dude, I want to be like you. I want to copy you. I want to do this. I want to do that. And it's flattering to me, right? But to me, I'm just being me. So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with modeling somebody that's doing better than you. So
Mhm.
it's nothing wrong with that. And I do it all the time. And those are the guys that are keep doing it because of their persistence. So I want to be at that level one day.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's so important, and to fill your head with that positivity too, because they don't believe in they stay positive constantly, mega focused on their
Oh yeah.
goals, and then they're willing to share with you how they got there. That is really the secret, I think, to the sauce, right?
Yes.
So mega focus on your goals, and then making them happen, and then sharing with the people how you got there. I think that's
Listen, that's why I did the show, right? People's like, oh, you're telling all your secrets, you're telling all this.
Mhm.
I said, what secrets, man? 90% of people are not going to do it anyway. You
Right.
know, I can tell you exactly the recipe that I do every day, right? That you consider my success, right? To
Yeah.
me, I'm still trying to reach the next level. I don't know what that level is, but I'm still trying to challenge myself and trying to reach the next level. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
right now, people are like, oh, this is what it is. I follow those guys because they keep hitting this levels and another level, right? So they got to be another level, and there is another level. So it's just a matter of getting out of your comfort zone and taking action, and most people don't.
I think getting out of your comfort zone and taking action is so huge, and it's scary. It's scary. Like this for me is out of my comfort zone and taking
I
action.
know. I remember that call. Okay? I remember that call. I was in the back of my car, and you call me like, "Dude, I see you on LinkedIn, right?" And I get a lot of those calls still to this day, you know. And they follow me, and I give them advice all the time, and I always gonna find time to do it for them because you know what? Nobody did it to me, and I want to be there for them because I know what it's
Yeah.
like to get started. I know what it's like to be talking on Facebook Live by yourself for 6 months and not having nobody, just talking to yourself. But you know what?
Yeah.
I kept practicing, like you said, sharpen your axe. I kept
Mhm.
practicing, so I got better. And now I can go an hour and engage and keep people engaged on a live. You know what I mean? So I learned to
Yeah.
develop that because I kept doing it. So I know there's no support system, so that's why I do it because you know they see me as one of the guys that is up there, right, doing it. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rudy, listen, you are been amazing and such a great friend and inspirator. And I will never forget that call either. And we've been friends ever since. And
That's,
so,
yeah.
and
And
I'm
you need
so
to pick
grateful
up a
for our
car from
friendship.
Washington for me.
I know. I'm going to. You got it, babe. Well, you know
I
what
gotta
to do.
send you. Yeah, I gotta send you the info.
You know what I need to give me the details. Give me the details.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, I will call people at 10 o'clock at night. I will call people at 11 o'clock at night. I will text you at like 1:30 if I know that you're up being a car person. I mean,
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. So you know,
and nobody cares. Everybody loves it. You know,
yeah,
they're like,
that's
oh, thank God, because I was dealing with I was working all day, and now we get to have like, you know, now we get to shoot the shit and build our relationship. I think it's
yeah,
so
yeah,
important.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know,
Um,
I like the show. I'll definitely share it and
Thank you.
tag me on it. Whatever help you need, you know, if
Sure.
you need help doing other
Uh,
stuff, you know, I got this whole social media thing going on. So whatever
Thanks.
you need, you know, you got it.
Rudy, I can't thank you enough. Any final thoughts for our audience before we go off the live here?
Guys, I know we're going through a crisis right now. I know. Everybody knows. Okay, we all going crazy. Um, One thing I can tell you, every time I have to deal with something negative, always positive always comes out. Okay. I don't know what that is. Okay. But the fact that you gotta keep that hope, you gotta believe that the best is yet to come because we're gonna survive this. We survived '08, you know, all the Sandy, Superstorm Sandy that we survived. So and we always came out better. There's always came out more things out of it. So unfortunately something painful like this has to happen for us to either gather our thoughts or and you know really see what's important out there, right? Because it's not just about
Mhm.
living the best life. It's family time, and you know I think that it was just a lesson. So what do we learn from it? I look at it as a lesson. I'm gonna learn, you know, how it's gonna humble me a little bit more. I can tell you that. All right, spend time with my kids, and it's amazing. I can never get that time back. So things like that. It's that I'm appreciative and I'm humble that
Mhm.
unfortunately something bad had to happen for me to realize that. But not that I always didn't, but it's just that it puts your mind in perspective somewhere else. So just hang in there, and there's better days ahead. So just hang in there,
And
and whatever you guys need, just reach out.
if how do people connect with you? I mean, I'm gonna put your
Yeah,
I'm gonna put
mostly
your
on
site
social
up there
media.
here really
So
quick.
I'm
So if you want to connect,
yeah. So mostly Facebook on Instagram's my favorite. But
mhm.
I'm LinkedIn. I'm very involved on LinkedIn on a daily basis also. So I do chat a lot. The best way to get me is through social media. I mean, I
Mhm.
post my cell phone. My cell phone number is public. If you Google El Patronn, all my information is public. So you can reach me there, because I never want people to say I can't get a hold of you. You know what I mean? So even my clients, they still call me every day.
Yeah.
They still call me every day. So that's the best way to reach me. So whatever you guys need, El Patronn Show is my website, and yeah, whatever you guys need. We're gonna survive this. We're gonna be better than ever, and I can't wait to share you guys all the stuff that I've been doing all this time off.
Listen, Rudy, again, thank you so much for your time. Just hang with me
You're
after the
welcome.
show, and we'll wrap. And thanks
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
You're an amazing person, and I'm so grateful that you're in my life and you're a good friend. Appreciate you. Thanks, guys,
Thank
for
you.
joining. And check out Rudy at elpatronshow.com, and you can always come to me at royaltyships.com. We'll rock and roll and take care of you all.
All
Thanks
right.
again, man. Okay, and yes. All righty.